Grab the popcorn, folks, because the Matt Gaetz investigation just got so much worse for the Republican congressman. Politico is reporting that Matt Gaetz is now subject to a new investigation, or at least a new part of the current investigation. Either way, this would be a completely new charge if he is charged, and the charge would be obstruction of justice. Turns out the feds are now investigating whether or not Matt Gaetz may have obstructed justice during a phone call with his ex-girlfriend and one of the witnesses in the Joel Greenberg affair. And by the way, the ex-girlfriend on the call is the same one who is now cooperating with authorities because she was worried. She is seeking an immunity deal because she had been fretting to her friends and family that she might be the one charged with obstruction of justice. So let's untangle this web, shall we? First and foremost, the ex-girlfriend. Couple weeks ago, story emerged saying that back in, I guess it was January, December-ish, she was telling friends and family that she was concerned she might be charged with obstruction of justice. Now, nobody knew what that meant. Why was she worried that she might get charged with obstruction of justice? Well, now that this new information about the investigation has leaked out to the public, it becomes very clear. During the phone call that this ex-girlfriend of Matt Gaetz had with the witness who was part of Joel Greenberg's affair again, she patched in Matt Gaetz. So it was a three-way phone call at one point, the ex-girlfriend, Matt, and the other witness. That is the part that is now being investigated for Matt Gaetz, and this is important because let's not forget that that ex-girlfriend is the one who is now cooperating, handing over information, giving testimony to authorities in exchange for an immunity deal that she is hoping to ink by the end of this month. So if she was worried about obstructing justice, and she has made some kind of deal, and she provided information that Matt Gaetz was the one who in fact obstructed justice with her, that could also be used to help take down Matt Gaetz. Now, I have spoken to countless lawyers over the years, and we've actually talked about the issue of obstruction of justice in interviews, conversations, whatever it is, talking about news of the day and things like this. Obstruction of justice, believe it or not, is actually a fairly minor charge. And a lot of the lawyers I speak to, former prosecutors, talk about the fact that usually obstruction of justice is used to get something bigger, or it's used when they can't find anything else. With the ex-girlfriend, it does appear that they were dangling the threat of obstruction of justice against her in order to get her to cooperate. Now, with Matt Gaetz, obstruction of justice, could be used as part of a broader thing to hit him with as many possible charges as possible, or it could be used as a little bargaining chip if Matt Gaetz has information on other individuals and they could offer, okay, listen, we'll drop the obstruction charge in exchange for you doing X, Y, or Z. Or the other possibility is that they haven't been able to come up with any other evidence to charge Matt Gaetz, and they said, well, we can likely get him on obstruction, but nothing else. Now, of course, those are not the only two possibilities. Typically, based on conversations I have had, again, with former prosecutors, that is the way it goes. So we'll see. All we know right now is that Matt Gaetz is getting in more trouble by the day, and his political future not looking so bright anymore.